Guys, we're approaching the end of the course, so let's go over the 5 steps to making a cocktail. Number 1 was ingredients. Number 2, tools and glasses. Number 3, ice. Number 4, mixing, which were your skills and your techniques. And now number 5, presentation. A beautiful tahini rim on your jalapeno margarita, or a rustic swath, which we're gonna express over our drink and slip into our glass. All these put the finishing touches on your drink and get them camera ready. Let's get started. These are just some of the plethora of garnishes you could use to make your drinks more spectacular. Now, garnishes are mainly about making your drinks more beautiful, getting them camera ready. But many of them do add to your drink, do complement your drink. For instance, the salt on a margarita glass mellows out the bitterness. You're doing a shot of cheap tequila, they always give you a little lime slice, because when you bite into that, that balances it out and lessens the burn. Or citrus, a citrus zest on some of the more spirit-forward drinks, it leaves behind these citrus oils so that as you drink, you smell that, and that adds another layer of complexity. So garnishes are an amazing addition to your cocktails, and I'm gonna show you some of them. This is a citrus wedge. So you get your citrus and you cut it down the long way, in half. Beautiful. Now you then cut that half in half, and you cut that half in half. It's 1/8 of a lime. And you come across with a nice little, we call this scoring. And there you have a citrus wedge. And you could do that with a lime, lemon, you name it. A quick way to score multiple slices at once is just to hold this, put a little slice in the middle like that, and now you begin cutting. Bang. And now the slit's already there. Perfect. This is the citrus wheel. So you grab your citrus fruit and you cut it across, straight down. Put a little slit in it. And now you can put this on. Beautiful. Got an orange? Doing a wheel again. It's a pretty big wheel. But you could take this wheel and cut this in half. Put a little score right there, and you could get that to hang off the side as well. This is a citrus peel. So a citrus zest is taking a citrus peel and squeezing it or expressing the oils onto your drink to add aroma and flavor, and then dropping it in as a little finishing garnish. So let me show you how this is done. You want to grab one of these. This is a Y peeler. Hold my orange firmly. Be careful, these have cut many people. And I'm gonna go pole to pole, North Pole to South Pole. Come down, keep my hand firm. By the way, this piece here is called a rustic swath. I don't wanna get a ton of pith in here because pith makes your drink bitter. So you wanna get as little pith as possible, enough to keep the structure firm, but not enough to make your drink bitter. Hold it between your fingers, and then you just squeeze, and you could see the oils coming out. And then for added touch, you just rub that around the rim, do a little twist or whatever you want, and just slide that into your drink. Bingo. Guys, you could also do a flaming express. Some people don't like a Y peel. Another one is just get a small knife, and you could just cut. Again, I don't want a ton of pith on this, so I can take a little of that excess off, just enough to hold the structure. Now, if you're doing a flaming express, you want more pith than normal, okay? And you're gonna have to heat it up. So, holding it in my hand, and I'm getting my heat on here. And that is good. Beautiful. Citrus twist. Grab your knife, come in. Make sure keep pressure as you switch, okay guys? As you switch positions, keep that pressure applied. Get off a nice piece, and I want to straighten this up. Nice line there. Nice line there. Come across. Come across. And then I come behind and I just twist this And bang, you have a nice swirl. You could just hang off the side of the glass, drop into the glass, totally up to you. This one's called a spiral or sometimes a dainty spiral. Again, we cutting in nice and thick. Keep the pressure on so that you can keep it the same size all the way through, hopefully. If you get some flesh, that's okay. We could work with that. Keep applying pressure. Right. So I have a nice long piece here. Again, I want to get rid of some of this pith. So guys, now I roll this up. Same you would roll up a belt. Nice and tight. You could smell the zest being released. Beautiful. You get a nice tight ball. If I were to leave this like that, that's the citrus rose, okay? But I'm not doing that, so I'm cutting off the tip. And you see here, now I have these nice little spirals. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now you come behind with a spare and you just roll. Roll it up nice and tight. Roll that part. Just keep going around, tightening. Take that off. I should have a nice, beautiful little spiral that I could hang inside my glass, off the side of the glass, or even just rest across the top, however you want to do it. And you have some more here to work with, so you can do multiple drinks at once. This is a fruit flag, so you want to start with an orange wheel coming across the middle here. Not too thick. Find the best way to bend it so we can put a cherry in between. Beautiful. So we have a cherry in between there, and then you just come through with your spare or your skewer, whatever you want to call it, and that right there is a fruit flag. And now we take it over and we just rest it here. And you see this a lot on the tropical drinks with olives, berries, cherries, strawberries. The rule is, the tradition in bartending is either use 1 or use 3. 2 is bad luck. So you see 3 strawberries here. Going through with my skewer, using this as a garnish. It's beautiful, right? You know, to just drop in my glass. And you can put whatever you want, guys, whatever you want to string together. So we have 3 in there, and that's good. Guys, these right here are garnish tweezers, okay? So that you don't have to put your hands on it, even though I'm very hands-on, okay? And these are maraschino cherries. This is the most frequently used cherry in all of bartending. However, this is not the only type of cherry. One that you see used a lot are these Luxardo cherries. And you see this a lot in mixology in the fancier drinks, you know, the old fashions, you name it. A lot of those are garnished with this kind of cherry. It's a lot more expensive. Let's start with a salt rim, okay, on our margarita glass. Now notice, this is coarse salt. This is not your table salt. Do not use table salt to rim your margarita glasses. Why, Sky? Why not? Because table salt is a lot more salty than this, okay? It's weird, they're both salt, but this is less salty than table salt. So what I did was I take a lime wedge that had been scored, just put the middle in there and just go around, okay? Just get it nice and wet because that's what's gonna hold the salt in place. And then at that point, I just roll it through. That wetness is gonna hold the salt in place. Get it all around the rim. Tap the glass. Why I like to tap the glass is because that stops salt from actually falling in. Because a lot of people just rim haphazardly and then you end up with a ton of salt in the glass. So when you add in the drink, it's 3 times as salty as it should be, and now you get a horrible taste in margarita. But this one's good to go. Love it. Let's get into some sugar rims, okay? So this is nice, beautiful white sugar. This right here, we're gonna go with a nice orange sugar, okay? Just to add some diversity. Now, with sugar, getting at the stick, you could use lemon, lime, whatever. But one of the best ways to work with sugar is with corn syrup. I love this because it really holds everything in place, okay? So you get some corn syrup, and then you could rim your glass in your corn syrup. Don't get it everywhere, okay? Because corn syrup tends to run. So make sure you just have enough on to hold the sugar in place, but not to the point where it's draining everywhere. And it give you a nice, beautiful, even rim. You can really dip it in here. And it just holds as much as you need. Perfect, okay? And you see drinks like, like lemon drops, a lot of the sugary stuff we have on Tipsy Bartender. When we use a sugar rim, it's good to go. Beautiful. Delicious sugar rims. Guys, you can use whatever you want as a garnish. The world is yours. Even a striped straw could be a garnish. It's totally up to you. Just for a little bit of guidance as you go out there and start mixing. Rum, for instance, a lot of the very tropical rum drinks would use a lot of tropical fruit like pineapple, passion fruit, kiwi. Really up to you. The tequila drinks, mezcal drinks, a lot of citrus you see in those. With vodka and gin drinks, again, you have the traditional olives and onions. But I've seen a lot of limes and lemons. With vodka all over the board, because we garnish vodka drinks here with candy and sugar. So again, totally up to you. The only one that you see traditionally that hasn't had like a ton of garnishes would have been whiskey drinks. Maybe they might have a little citrus zest, and that's about it. But in today's world, as mixology explodes, you see mixologists garnish whiskey drinks with everything under the sun. So there are no rules in this. You go out there and you have fun and mix away. Stay tipsy. I'm looking for some pretty garnishes, okay? Just look at me, and your garnish should look like this. Handsome.